We've all been there. You ask a question to the team on a video call and what do you get? Crickets, right? Well, if you want real engagement, actual data, you need to use Google Meet polls. Today, I'm going to show you the full life cycle of a poll, how to set one up before the meeting starts, how to run them live, and then how you get the data afterward. So let's start with a pro tip. Don't waste valuable time within the meeting typing out your questions. You can set up your polls in advance right from Google Calendar. So I'm going to show you how to do those things. In today's example, I have a committee meeting that I'm hosting tomorrow. And it's always a struggle to coordinate your next meeting time and ask people for their availability. They might be on different platforms. So this will kind of help alleviate that during our live meeting tomorrow. So I have the meeting already scheduled on my Google Calendar. And within that meeting, I've already added a Google Meet. You can join these meetings ahead of time to set up your polls. So I'm going to click to join. Now that I'm in the live meeting, or well, not in the live meeting, I'm in the scheduled meeting, I can come down to the 9-square grid on the lower right-hand side of my Google Meet. These are our meeting tools. And I'll talk more about these in some of my future videos. We have options like adding third-party add-ons, which I'm not going to cover today. But by default, we get breakout rooms, polls, Q&A, recording, timers, and transcripts. Just to give you a real brief overview, we've all been in breakout rooms. You can come and set up your attendees to be in breakout rooms ahead of time as well. I'll do another video on that. Today we're going to cover polls, so I'm going to come back to this option. Q&A, everyone has seen in a Google Meet when people are asking questions via chat. Q&A is different because it also allows them to upvote or downvote those questions. That'll give you some insight as to the feelings of the questions that are being asked within your meeting. You can also launch recordings and transcripts, and the timer is really helpful as well to help keep you on task during your meeting. Again, I'll cover all of these features in a future video, but today I do want to talk about polls. So the poll I want to set up for my meeting tomorrow is, what is our next meeting time? We know that this can be a struggle and you don't want to spend precious meeting time setting this question up on the fly. So I'm just going to give our question a title, and then I'm going to provide some options. All right, so I've got options ready, and I'm going to choose save. I want to highlight this little toggle box here. You can have these be anonymous, but in this example I'm giving, it doesn't really matter for this group, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But I'm going to choose save. I can create many polls. So if I want to create another poll, let's say we are going to have lunch catered in at a future meeting, I'm just going to say catering options, and I'm going to choose Olive Garden and Zupa's Kitchen, and yeah, so you get the gist of it. So I now have 2 polls available. They're currently in a draft state, and they're ready to go. So I'm just going to close this out, and I can now end the meeting. I've left the meeting because I've done all of this ahead of time. So now when I'm into the live call, I've jumped into the live call. I've got other people in here with me. The committee meeting has launched. It's now the appropriate date and time. I'm going to guide the end users as to what I'm going to ask them to do. Because sometimes people need some direction, right? And it just kind of helps your meeting flow very efficiently when you provide some guidance. So I'm going to say, hey, everybody, I've got this poll. I want to quick launch this poll and talk about a next meeting time that's good for us. I'm going to launch that now. And what I want you to notice is you will see an indicator on your screen that there's a live poll ready for you. But if you don't, go ahead and click the 9-square grid in the lower right, because you'll see a poll there for you to fill out. So for me, as the host of the meeting, I'm going to come in here and go to polls, and I'm going to click launch. And when I do, this draft is going to change to the word live. So it's now live, and I can see votes coming in. I can show everyone else the results as well. And when that poll is done, I'm going to end the poll. Further in the meeting, I now want to launch my second poll and have them fill that out. So I'm going to choose launch, and it changes to live, and I can see the votes come in. I'm going to end the poll. Again, your participants get a notification dot on their screen that they can open the activities tab and cast their vote. And as the host, you see the data rolling in live. But what happens to the data after the call? You don't need to write it down. You don't have to keep track of it. Shortly after the meeting ends, the organizer or whoever created the calendar appointment receives an automated email from Google. And attached to that email is a report that it's usually a Google Sheet, and it contains all of the poll questions and a breakdown of the answers. So it's incredibly powerful for voting on project directions or official record keeping. So you can stop asking questions into the void, use polls to prepare your questions in advance, engage in the moment, and analyze the data later. It's a simple tool that makes a massive difference. These trainings are intended to make the world a more productive place, one training at a time. Click to subscribe or watch our other videos on Google Meet tools like Q&A and breakout rooms.